the time that I grew up in, um, a lot of things were romanticized in such a way of making it seem like you had to rely on other people. Like, let's say Disney princesses, for instance, right? Like,
Mhm.
they were always waiting on a knight in shining armor to come and save them or whatnot. And it created such a stigma, honestly, in young girls like my age, around my age, whoever, felt that in their spirit from those movies and TV shows, that you had to rely on other people to quote unquote save you. They try to come say, you save yourself. Good afternoon, Kai. Thank you so much for joining me today on
Thank you for
Reviving the
having
Arts,
me. Good
Starting with the
afternoon.
Hobby. Yes, I appreciate you. I really do. How are you?
Uh, Pretty tired, but it's fine per se. How about you?
Great. All is well. I'm just doing what I do. All right, we're gonna jump right in. Viewers, before we jump right in, I just wanted to remind you to please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you want to chime in. I welcome all who want to add on to the conversation. This is a living conversation. I'm reviving the art of conversation and communication, as sometimes it can seem so daunting to just have like below the surface conversations. And so, again, I'm grateful to have my guest here today to just chit chat with me for a second. All right. Here we go. Mm, okay.
Should I be worried?
No, it's nothing bad.
Okay.
How do you stay centered when adjustments to how you prioritize need to be made? Like, yeah, how do you stay centered when one or two items on your to-do list in your everyday life need to be made in order to avoid becoming overwhelmed?
Oh, uh, I won't lie. I fumble a lot of the pressure when a lot of stuff kind of don't mesh my way. It's kind of how it's going right now too for my day to day. But I
Hmm.
think I kind of just push with the day while it's still ongoing because you can't really fix it. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. And sometimes the flow isn't too well, sometimes it is. But I think I think it might be a little destructive that that's my way to do it, but at the same time it's like I feel like the more I do this, the more consistent or better I might get with it.
Okay.
But I can't say for a fact I have like a strat. I would say maybe just sticking to the goal, maybe. I definitely do think I'm always sticking to the goal no matter what. And it may be up and downs, but the goal usually always gets completed,
I
at
gotcha.
least.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I got you. So it sounds like to me that you, I guess, maintain focus in order to see the things through, regardless of what's happening internally.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, okay. I understand that. I have definitely had my seasons where I have functioned in that same capacity. It didn't work out so well for me when I tried to do it that way.
I don't blame
Um,
you.
and I know that that's something that a lot of people kind of have a tough time with, right? Like there
Yeah.
isn't right, there isn't necessarily like a handbook on how to go through life without having the bumps in the road and things that distract you or try to knock you off course or whatever. But one of the things that I do to stay center, and this is me personally, and for whoever wants to chime in on it, I when I feel myself internally like about to be like, uh-oh, oh, she's going down. I immediately associated with being something spiritual. And that's just where I am right now in my spiritual walk. Because it's helped me to maintain, even though things are like in a disarray. or
Mm.
even though there are like many unknowns or whatnot. Um, and then like I go back to kind of like my love languages. Like I work out, I go exercise, or I go for a walk. Sometimes I will write. I used to journal a lot. I used to write poetry. I want to do open mic one day.
Don't
I,
do it.
I gotta shake that nervousness. I'm not
Um,
nervous. I can do it. But definitely like I find myself retreating, if you will. Like normally, you
yeah.
know me, like from, just in the everyday life situations where we gather and I'm normally bubbly and hey, but I always tell people, that something's off with me when I'm really, really quiet. Um, and that's me retreating. And it may not even be necessarily that anything's wrong. I'm just like kind of processing. So like my next question for you in that arena of things is how do you typically respond to your loved ones or your friends? Like when you're in a frenzy, like, when life is like,
Um, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you in retreating. I do find myself retreating a lot, especially because I always find myself having to fix my own problems. Not to say that nobody's ever willing to help, but I always found it more easier to try to solve my issues than get assistance from somebody else.
Okay.
Um, and it's kind of been like that for like a good while in my life. It's how I kind of came to understand a lot of the stuff about me
Yeah.
and the stuff that I know helps me. But I also find that I think retreating so much kind of doesn't help me a lot because I
Mm,
think a lot of the time it's not solitude that I need or like I don't
come
need to
on.
be I need like I need shelter. I need shelter around me. I need people to like understand where I'm coming from and kind of chime in their thoughts, their ideas, the things that they see in me that I can't see sometimes, because you'll be in your head so much sometimes that you won't even like give yourself a chance to question those bad thoughts or how things might make you feel if you're actually a good person for once. Or I won't even say the good person is the word that I'm trying to use, but like somebody that's like really intricate or really
Mm,
interesting. Like I don't think I ever give myself those chances when I'm at my lows. And even though I can bring myself up, I think that also kind of just hurts me and brings myself down. And
okay.
I think definitely if I had those people in my life, or if I pushed myself to talk to those people in my life, it probably would benefit me a lot more.
Okay. That's real. I appreciate your vulnerability in that. I know that that's not always easy to admit, when you
Mhm.
kind of fall short and get in the way of your own success in that way from being quiet and not advocating for yourself or what you need from those who are in your inner circle and in your life for that purpose.
Mhm.
Um, I'll be honest. I have also I've been there too. Um, and I know we got a bit of a gap in between us age-wise, but as I've gone through my 20s, I got better with reaching out, with self-advocating, with telling people what I needed. If I needed a hug, like I'm a hugger, you know this. Like, and then I got to a place in life or a season of life where even though I would say what I needed, I still wasn't being able to receive it
Yeah.
from those that I would say it to, which discouraged me in a way from wanting to be open and honest and vulnerable with those people. But then I had to realize that just because those people that I would hope to or that I expected it to come from, like, did not deliver what I needed to me in those moments or in those seasons doesn't necessarily mean that anything was wrong in that relationship. It
Uh-huh.
just means that the seeds that I sowed in other people, like those weren't the people that I'm supposed to get it back from. And so I've learned now how to self-soothe, how to talk myself up, you know what I'm saying, in those
Yeah.
seasons. And even like, even in the situations like when I need a hug, I hug myself, okay? Like,
Oh, oh my God.
I'm real. Like,
And that is definitely healing. It is definitely one of those things that I need to learn right now as well. I'm definitely all the same with you too, with how going to people for help and then not receiving it the kind of way that you're like hoping to. Um,
Mhm.
And I think that's another reason why I kind of shut down too, and I kind of just tried to assist myself. Um,
Yeah.
and I will say back then, I think the ways that I did soothe myself was like very well. I think truthfully, well, okay, I'm not even say my high school years because my high school years sucked. I couldn't do that. But like, I think my years of becoming an adult, all the way up to becoming 20, I think I've understood myself the most that I ever could. And now my 21, now being 21 or like my year of 20, I guess, like mid year of 20 and 21, it just it's felt so confusing. Like I've felt like I've had to re-guide myself into a lot of
Yeah.
things that I felt like I normally already knew. And
Ooh.
it just it's so shocking. It's so shocking to like feel like you obviously know the answer, but you're struggling so hard to just like solve it, you know?
Can I help you? Can
Sure.
I help you with that? That keeps happening. So like you've entered into year 21, you say. I still can't wrap my mind around it, but it's fine. Um so what I was gonna say was that it continues that
Mhm.
whole space of knowing that you know what to do and also kind of feeling like or experiencing as if it's not quite enough from what you once had before. And that means that you're leveling up. Like in life, as we age, most times we're supposed to level up. We're supposed to, walk into a different or higher positioning rather than where we once were.
Mhm.
Leaving from childhood into adulthood. Child, it's a whole time. Okay, I'm gonna just say that it's a time. It is because you're like in this awkward stage. I remember kind of this awkward stage of wanting to be further along than where you are, and also having to stay the course in order to get there. And it's like, I just want to be there already. I want to be settled. I want to be this. I want to be that. But when we're having those thoughts, what we fail to acknowledge is that there's a reason why it's happening the way that it's happening. There are a lot of lessons along the way that you have to learn, some of them about you, some of them about who you are, what your purposes are in this world, about the choices you make, how you pour into yourself. Like it's a whole process. And sometimes it can seem daunting. That itself can seem overwhelming because then you could go on a tangent of overthinking, like, okay, well, what am I supposed to be doing now? What am I supposed to grab out of this current season of life?
Mhm.
We don't have to question what it is because we're in it.
Mhm.
And honestly, through my life experiences, it comes later as time progresses where I realize why things had to happen the way that they happened before. I didn't
Mhm.
necessarily have those like with my teenage years until recently, honestly. Um, it took took some time to connect the dots of why I experienced life the way that I did, and how it helped me now, how it's helping me now, how it helped me along the way to getting to where I am. And so I'm grateful for the journey, though parts of it, yes, was painful. Some of it I felt like it was lonely. Some of it I wanted it to go a different way, but it happened the way that it was supposed to. And when I stopped fighting, like internally, and stopped like getting so upset at people who I felt like weren't showing up for me, like in such the way that I wanted them to, like I had to, I don't want to say, not water myself, no. I had to sort of acknowledge that my place in this world is so much bigger than me,
Hmm.
right? And that's not always easy to accept, right? Because
Uh,
we like attention, we like the right type of attention, we like to be loved on, and
hmm.
but also my gifts aren't for me. They're for the people who are attached to me as a philosophical tree, right? Like
Yeah.
I get to pour into my family, my loved ones, my students, my clients, my church members, people that I just see on a day to day. Like I can smile at a person and I can make their day, right?
Hmm.
For me on the inside, like I'm just like, okay, well, who gonna do that for me?
I feel like a lot of our lives should not only be centered around the people that we choose to love and keep in our lives, but we should also choose to prioritize ourselves. I think it's like the most important thing in life because I
Mm,
feel that our purpose is really made by what we deem to be important. And to a lot of people, putting on a show or maybe just like being there for other people definitely can be somebody's motive for life. But personally, myself, and I won't speak for everybody, but I feel like it's kind of daunting to not live a life where you also don't matter. Or let me not say that you don't matter, but your priorities fall under a lot more than other people's, you know? I feel like you'd always be struggling with yourself to find time for yourself if you're always finding time for other people.
agree. Agree. And to have like a full circle type of moment in that, that kind of goes back to the first conversation I had on the episode one about what you want your relationship with yourself to look like. Um, and I was gonna say, like, I think when I had those moments of like, who's gonna do that for me? Now I do it for myself. Like I said, I hug myself. I can smile at myself in the mirror and affirm myself and, pray for myself and keep going, keep it pushing. Honestly, a lot of times I think that because of the time that I grew up in, um, a lot of things were romanticized in such a way of making it seem like you had to rely on other people. Like, let's say Disney princesses, for instance, right? Like,
Mhm.
they were always waiting on a knight in shining armor to come and save them or whatnot. And it created such a stigma, honestly, in young girls like my age, around my age, whoever, felt that in their spirit from those movies and TV shows, that you had to rely on other people to quote unquote save you. Like they try to come say, you save yourself.
Hmm.
You shift your own crown, you get yourself together. And it's like that's a huge component in staying centered. Like you don't have to look outward for what you can give yourself internally. Like you don't have to go out and expect or, put so much pressure on other people to fill your cup up when you can do that yourself.
Hmm.
And so for me, like staying centered, it looks like that these days. It looks like, okay, I know that I'm not, quite at the highest level that I normally am functioning at.
Hmm.
Uh, and so, like I said, I retreat. That's not on purpose to like neglect people or whatnot. But if I'm pouring from an empty cup, then I don't have anything else to give.
Yeah.
And so, of course, I still check on people or whatnot, but I honestly have those moments with me, myself, and I, and Jesus, honestly. And I be talking to the Lord, I be singing.
Oh,
I
man.
do, I do.
I don't
Because
I don't doubt it.
listen, I'm just saying. Um, but those are like the restorative practices that I have right now that I rely on heavily. Is God is my center. And as I know that I'm walking into these rooms, these seats, these promotions, if you will, these different places in people's lives that I'm in, like I know that I have to take that responsibility of making sure that Nessa is good. And when
Mm.
Nessa is not feeling like she's good, she has to then, I then I gotta do what I gotta do. And it's crazy because it changes. Like I said, what used to work doesn't always work. Like I used to write all the time. I wrote poetry, I wrote songs, I've written like all types of things. I've written little stories. And I honestly had to re-examine the way that that happened after I turned 25, after I turned 30. Like, because it's a transitional period that we're in, and not just within those sectors of time, within the gaps, the age gaps, but also within the year as the seasons change. So, like, what helps me in during the summer may not always be what I need in the wintertime. And so I
Hmm.
think it's important like that we build sort of a toolbox, if you will. Um, I just I think that it's important for us to have those moments with self and truly like dive deep internally, not necessarily just to keep going until the wheels fall off, right?
Hmm.
We're trying to avoid the wheels falling off. We want to keep going and be prosperous. Like my goal is to build a life that I don't need a vacation from. I don't want to have to feel like I need a vacation. I need to be at somebody's beach. Like I love the beach. The beach is my happy place. But I'm working on building my happy place wherever I am.
Hmm.
Because I may not be able to. I may not want to step away from a project that I'm working on, to
Hmm.
go and have some time away or whatever. I may not want to be away from my students or my clients or whoever, or I may have to put some energy into a family member or whatever the case is. I think it's just vital and necessary to have extra tools to pull from. And when all else fails, tell yourself you love yourself. Because that's one thing that I noticed that I missed in a couple of seasons of life. People telling me they love me. Granted, they're just, words without actions. It's just words. But I honestly, in order to get to the level that I'm currently at, I had to tell myself and mean what I said. I love myself.
Yeah.
Um, in every season of my life. Like it's so important because we can be so brutal on ourselves
Hmm.
and harshly judge ourselves. So it's important that we truly take a second. Wusa, you're good. I got you. You're okay. We're gonna figure it out. I love you. Like, and let that seep in. Like stand in that. I think that that's important. Um, what I was gonna ask you next was, when hmm, as you continue in figuring life out, right?
Hmm.
Are you good at saying no?
I'm horrible. I'm horrible at saying no. I used to be such a knower when I was like young. I used to love saying no, but it's like I feel like well, no. Okay. I feel like it always depends on the circumstance too. I definitely said no when I was around the people that I felt comfortable with and they gave me the chance to. But I think socially in a lot of atmospheres, both young and old, I always feel this need that I can't say no.
Mm.
Um, and I feel like I may know why. It's not at the top of my head right now, but I do think right now as an adult, I have been trying to tell myself to not say no so often because I always would say no, like when I was younger. And I think it shut down a lot of the possibilities for me in life. Or maybe not even the possibilities right now, because I think a lot of the stuff is still very possible. But I do think the I do think the place that I'm at right now compared to the people in my life, which never should compare yourself to anybody else in your life, is just like a thief for joy. Um, I feel like compared to the people in my life that kind of grown up with me are kind of just like on a completely different wavelength than I am now. And every time I see them, it's like, oh my God, they're always doing something bigger, something better. They're always like
Mm.
they're succeeding in the places that I wish I did, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not to say that I can't again,
Yeah.
but it just hurts a little bit seeing that maybe if I took up that internship with so and so, or if I decided to pick up a new skill, I could be like in the same place and maybe even happier because I really found something that I really enjoyed. Um, and I think that's truly what I'm suffering from with the word no right now as well. I think me using the word no so often, I think that's what it is. That's why I didn't use no before as well. I feel
Yeah.
like I miss out on so much when I say no. Um, and it only got so much deeper into my head once I turned an adult and
Yeah.
I realized like, oh my God, I really love doing like I hated doing chorus because it aggravated me that people
Yeah.
like listened and like looked at me. And it made it even worse when I was in like my last year of chorus for like middle school and I really wanted a lead role and I still never got it. So it kind of just told me, okay, well this can't be me, I guess. And then I just completely shut that out for a while. I didn't want to do anything with music. And then I came back about a year later. It's the year now. I bought a guitar and I absolutely love it. Like I have so many plans with it. Only if
Yeah.
I had the time. I want to start making music. I love doing covers from like my favorite songs. And even just learning little strums for the guitar, just like it feels so nice. It feels like I'm actually doing something compared to like what my life feels like when I'm just always doing computer stuff. Um, and I've never wanted computer stuff to be like my my main thing in life. I just never really wanted computers to be like my main thing. I do love computers, but I've never seen it as like me. It's not the person that I think I am. It feels like a part of it, really.
Yeah. That and you're absolutely right. That's a whole word. It is just a part of you. It doesn't define all of who you are, sweetie. You, and that's one of the lessons that I'm talking about that you're like walking into right now. Like that's one of the lessons
Mhm.
that you're gaining. Like you don't have to say no to something that you really enjoy as opposed to, always just saying yes to that main thing because it seems like what you should do or whatnot because you're good at it and you do enjoy that as well. You don't have to dismiss the music. You don't have to dismiss that other side. You can do it all. It may not all happen at the same time. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just like with prioritizing, going back to the question, prioritizing, like when things take precedence over another, it happens. Like, and for you to have that realization right now is huge. I don't know if you realize that, but it is. Like, that's a sense of you owning another part of you or a part that you suppressed, rather, right?
Hmm.
Like, and you don't have to. That thing brings you joy, it brings you peace, baby. Play your music. I'm so serious. Like it's therapeutic. Music is therapeutic. And for you to have something that you really enjoy, like a lot of people I ask those questions and I either get ignored, they say I don't know, or whatever. And it's fine, like no judgment or whatever.
Hmm.
Like I try not to judge people. But it's important that you know that about yourself, that you can do all the things. When I say I can't, I don't even know how many different things I got going on, like that I'm pursuing right now. Because, and I'm gonna tell you this, like this podcast, this is a testament of like um my life's experiences, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm an educator, yes. Um, and I'm also a lot of other things. I wear a lot of hats. And so I chose to say yes to myself. Yes, after praying and asking God to guide me, like, God, what are your thoughts and plans for my life? I need help. I need the clarity. And it started coming the
Mhm.
more and more that I started having conversations with people. And so what I'm saying is that the things that we once thought was too much or not enough are the things that we will also be prosperous in when we
Mhm.
continue to give ourselves that yes. Like you can have that. You can have the joy in pursuing the things that you want to pursue and be phenomenal in IT or computer sciences, whatever it is, because you're smart, you're brilliant, and you're multifaceted. Answer yes to all of it, and you'll see your life become aligned the way that you have been wanting it to. And going back to what you said about, looking at other people's lives and, comparing, I've been there too. Like I've had friends who have taken the fun trips that I wanted to take or whatever, but because I chose education, you know, we're not gonna talk about the teacher pay and whatnot issue.
Mhm.
But you get what I'm saying though? Like
Mhm.
they chose other fields that paid more and they were able to do some things differently. And it would rob me of my peace and my joy. Like when I would see them, oh, I'm looking at them over there having fun in their pictures. Like, and I don't even think I've told this to them. Like, that's crazy.
Uh-huh.
That is coming out in this, but it's fine. Um, real, because I wanted to go too.
Yeah. And I feel the same way too. I know I have never told any of the people from my past, and I know it's just because I don't talk to them like at all about
Yeah.
how much I envy the stuff that they do. But
Mm.
I I think I also hold myself like really, really tight to the point that I don't have
Mhm.
to do that, you know? Like
Yeah.
I'm never that jealous of a person, really. Not to say
Yeah.
that it's a jealous thing, but I think I could definitely keep it in and keep it together.
No, I get it. I get it. Like, and like after a while though, like I had to stop with that mindset. Like, you know what I'm saying? Early on in my 20s, yeah, that was the mindset. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm just starting out as a first year, second year, third year, however many years it was back then, teacher. And now I'm like, well, shoot, I've accomplished so much for myself. And
Mhm.
again, not to compare myself to other people and the seats that they sit in. I'm doing great. Like, you know what I'm saying? I once had the thought of, saying, oh, well, oh. Maybe one day, but no, I'm going to have the trips that I want to take when I want to take them wherever I want to
Mhm.
go, invite whoever I want to take them with me. I'm going to be able to do that and be able to pour the way that I have been. I had to go through these seasons of life to get to the seats that I'm heading into now as these new beginnings come. I don't know if you know this, but the month of August is the eighth month, and eight represents new beginnings, renewal, regeneration. My bishop teaches about it. I love him. Anyway, and so he's getting ready to start that series on Sunday. But
Fine.
yes. So, I'm just excited because I've allowed my life's experiences to help me write a workbook, to help me write another type of book that I'm coming out with, the card deck from that stems with this podcast, this show, like from my experience as an educator to lead me into the next venture that I'm doing. Like I'm doing a lot on purpose,
Mhm.
and it's going to set me up. You know what I'm saying? You said what?
Mhm. I was
I
just
didn't.
giggling. But
Oh, you're okay. But no, like I had to go through the different channels of what my life looked like in order to get here now, in order to be able to help the younger people, to kind of map out their mind, their thought processes and whatnot. to be a person that I needed when I was younger, right? And that's one of the biggest accomplishments to be in this current seat and current mindset to empower myself and other people, solely because I chose to flip the script. Like instead of being jealous, nah, I was gaining experience. I was gaining knowledge. I was gaining wisdom. I was gaining a self-love. I was gaining so many things. I never lost out on anything. My time for those other, lavish things and whatever, it just hasn't come yet. And that's okay. Like I'm
Mhm.
good. I'm not mad at it at all. Like I'm grateful. Okay. Like, and so what I want to urge people who may have experienced those feelings like you and me, of being down in the dumps about, where other people are compared to where we are. Don't don't try not to. It's hard. I get it. It's
Mhm.
challenging. It's easier to look outside other people's lives and, allow that to make yours seem smaller or not efficient enough or not effective. But when you allow yourself to see your excellence, to see that you are effective and efficient and awesome the way that you are, and that you will continue in that trajectory, like it makes it, if you choose to receive it that way, um top tier efficiency, like top tier wisdom. It increases your gratitude for your
Mhm.
journey. Um, and so yeah, I do want to know like when you gonna write a song that I could hear and we can jam out because I sing too. Um,
Let me get better at it. I definitely do want to. I even kind of I think this might just be another side thing, but I'm trying to find other ways to even start doing music. Because like I said before, I still definitely want to make it. I'm
Mhm.
not completely sure on how so much yet because I feel like
Yeah,
there's some instruments that need to be there, and I think I do need to like fix my vocals a little bit, but
you be
it
singing.
I used to, like I said, chorus to me was not that long ago, I guess. It always it's always been my head, I think. Um, but I think also the stuff that I sing is a little more hardcore than just like something normal.
I want to know more.
I'll give you a whole episode about it.
Have to come back and you'll have to share, please. Um, but no, I understand. That is, I don't know why, but that just brings me joy. Because my brother, your birthday twin, um, he used to make music too. Not necessarily with instruments, but with like beats, and he would rap. And he made this one song that he burned on the CD for me called "Care About Yourself." And and it was just everything to me, like that he shared it with me, and also that it was the words that he was singing in it, or rapping in it rather. And the fact that I do it too. Like I'm wondering who else. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, I think that in time it gets even easier as you continue to become the best version of you. As far as keeping yourself centered throughout the whirlwinds that life tries to throw at you. Staying centered is how you know that you're leveling up. Um, and even though it may not look like you're good at it right now, it's okay. You are able to function in it. That's one way that you know that
Mhm.
you're doing better than you think. Um, and also you're able to continue to give energy to other entities, for the better. And so you're not doing as bad as you think you are. I want to say that and release that to you as an older person in your life. I'm not trying to date myself. I'm not old, but 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 it gets better. It gets easier. There will be new challenges that come. But because you are doing the work now, like this is a part of your work as well. Like even just having the conversation. And
Mhm.
that's part of the purpose of this podcast is to help in such a way that it opens the mind of whoever I speak with, whoever listens, because everybody deals with kind of the same things.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I hope that this was helpful to you, and that it
I
helps other
definitely think
people.
so.
Yay, I'm glad.
I do think I needed a conversation like this for a while. I guess I just feel like I didn't pretty much have the chance, I guess. But
Mm,
like I said, I think it's also just because I've isolated myself so much entirely instead of just pushing myself to get out there a little bit more. But
yeah.
I do think that's another problem. I just feel like I suffer badly socially because I can't navigate that, you know? I can't navigate how to
Mm.
talk to somebody, how to reopen gates. Like,
Pause. Pause, pause, pause. Please don't ever let me hear you say the words you can't ever again. I love you. No. And I say that the teacher in me wrote that,
hmm
not to be judgmental, but that's what I tell my students too. In my presence, I don't ever want to hear the words I can't, because you can. It's just figuring out the how
yeah,
and then tapping into the courage of pursuing and then putting one foot in front of the other and continuing on until you reach the destination that you're hoping to get to
yeah.
when it comes to the conversations and whatnot. Um, Last question, and I'm gonna let you go. Um, what are you gonna do differently? Like when it comes to the no's, when it comes to reaching out to people, leaning on people, or even uplifting yourself.
I think there's a simple answer for all of those, and it's simply just figuring it out. Um, and that's just how life is always gonna be, in my opinion, I guess. I'm always gonna try to figure it out. I always already am. It's not like I haven't ever tried to put my first steps forward in a lot of this. Um, it's why I go out a lot more. I've wanted the car that I have right now so badly because I needed like a human connection with other people that weren't family. Not to say that family is bad, but I
Yeah.
just you could always get a better perspective or opinion in life when it's not like somebody that's been so close to you all your life, you know? Um,
Yeah.
and I will say, like, even what I'm doing today, I'm actively trying to find events in my area that kind of match with the stuff that I like, just so I could get out there, so I could socialize more, so I can find more people that
Yeah.
are around my group of the stuff that I like, you know? And I won't lie, I'm not succeeding. I have been to like so many events so far, and I have been lackluster. I do believe there's something I need to change, but that's where I also come in where I say I won't say I can't, but I need to change something in how I'm socializing because I can't, or let me not say I can't. I don't know how to open up.
It's okay.
I don't know how to open up the conversation with people. I don't know how to read people. I don't know how to make sure the people I'm coming towards are like I'm being genuine with, are like
Can
if
I?
it makes sense, you know?
No, no, I got you. Can I offer some advice?
Sure.
Try not to think so much into are they going to receive me? What you're talking about is a fear of rejection. And that's a very real fear that not enough of us talk about, right?
hmm
I'm gonna make that another episode. But be you and let go as much as you can of whether or not people will receive you. engage in the conversation. Hey, how are you today? Simple. Or I really give a compliment. I really think your jacket is dope. Like, where'd you get it? Like, and that could either open the door for more conversation or, whatever. Maybe not. It was just something nice for you to say. Either way, it's a seed that's sown into what you're hoping to achieve. And eventually, your fits will come. People who are meant to be in your space, people who enjoy the things you do, the spaces you like to be in. Like you won't have to work so hard at it. It'll just come naturally. But you make yourself a prisoner of your mind when you try to control how or whether or not people will accept you.
Hmm.
People are who they are. We are who we are. And that's again like another point to make in this whole podcast and in the card deck. Like a lot of people don't want to have in-person conversations, or a lot of people are afraid. And I'm going to encourage you to not walk in that fear. Like, I'm not necessarily trying to force you to just be walking up to people happy. Like, but like, I'm just saying, you have it in you. You are capable to make those connections with people. Um, it doesn't have to be on no like shy stuff or whatever. Try to let that go. And that I think is one of the challenges that you are going to persevere in and conquer in as you continue to go throughout the next few years. I'm going to speak that into you, that you are going to conquer that. You're going to not let it weigh so heavy on you to worry about whether or not people are going to acknowledge your existence or want to engage with you in that way that you're hoping that they will. Um, don't let that be the thief of your joy or your peace or of experiences of engaging with people because they're out there and it's not that far away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a matter of being outside. And I honestly, in my 20s, I wish that I would have been more outgoing. Granted, they probably people would say, "Oh, you got plenty of friends." Did I? Knew a lot of people, and
That's
I
exactly
know.
how I feel right now too. Yeah.
I mean, I know people. Like, I have a lot of associates, and honestly, the last couple of years of my life have been like that, deciding whether or not I actually had a lot of friends or a lot of people that I just know. I don't have a lot of friends, and I'm good with that. I'm so good with it. I do have a lot of people in my life that I care about. But also, I had to learn, like as a child, I was so shy, so nervous. Like I stayed up under my mama all the time. You didn't know that version of me, but I did. Um, and now, like when I moved to, oh hey, how are you? Oh, like today, child. Let me tell you the story real quick. Story time, and then I'm gonna let us go. So I'm leaving the store, and I went to the gym, which is why I was running a little late, and I took off my sauna jacket or whatever thing I had on a tank top. I wasn't naked, guys. Just saying, people's minds be going all over the place. Anyway, and this guy, he stops me. He's like, I'm like telling him to go past the street, like cross the street, dude. You good? Like, that driver that tries to be nice, to the pedestrians and everybody. And he stops me. He said, "You're so pretty. Thank you. Appreciate you." And you laughing because you know where this is going. And he comes up to my window, and I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "You got a man?" I said, "Nah, I don't." He said, "You single?" I said, "No." And I want him to keep going. I was lying. I said, "I got a woman."
Oh,
I wasn't lying. I was prophesying over my life. I was manifesting that, a woman's gonna be at home waiting for me or wherever she at. But
oh.
anyway, he was like, "What?" And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "You like both?" I said, No. He said, what do you mean? I said, I never have, sir. I have to go. I need to go do my podcast. Those are legit my words. And he said, okay,
Mhm.
well, I work at this barber shop up here. Great. Be careful, sir. Like, so, and I share that story, like, and I hollered afterwards because it never fails. Like, it's been a little minute, and I'm always smiling at people because, that's just me. I like to smile at people. I'm a nice person. But and it's contagious when you smile at somebody. They smile too,
It is.
And so I share that story just to say that it may not always come from where you want it to, but the energy that you will put out into the earth, into people, will come back to you in some form or fashion. Like, and so I hope that that kind of gives you a little bit of peace and insight on encouraging you to just take a step. Go say hey or what's up, or however you greet the people. Um, and work on it, practice it, role play it. I don't mind if you call me up and ask me to role play it with you. I love acting. Um,
Oh my.
or whatever the case is, like, but try not to be afraid to talk to people. That's how connections are formed. That's how community is built. And we are not meant to live this life by ourselves. So let that encourage you. Sleep it in, soak it up like a biscuit. I know. Anyway, that's all the time I have for today. I appreciate you so much for joining me this afternoon. Again, you guys, please like the video, share it, subscribe, comment
Mhm.
below, tune in, because these are conversations that I really think should be happening every day or every so often. I want to get in the midst of recording more frequently. As I just said, I'm a teacher, school's back in. So I'm gonna do it when I can do
Mhm.
it. All is well. Anywho, you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Kanessa, for having me. Very welcome to be on the podcast, and I hope you have a good day as well. Everybody else watching as well.
Thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
You're so sweet. Till
And
next
with
time.
that, adios.